Hello, America. Once again, it's Jason Bodine, and I'm here to say a few words. If you're a subscriber, what's up? If you're not a subscriber, hey, subscribe. What do you got to lose? Listen to some of the things I have to say. I mean, I just talk about certain things that's going on in this world, in America mostly. America has been under attack by, I believe, these global elitists, and there's many of them, and I think it started from way back, I believe that there's a lot of people that is involved in it, that's been there for a long time. I'm talking about a long time, and they're making up this thing like America has become this systematically racist country. It is by far not systematically racist. I mean, if it is systematically racist at this point in time, it's systematically racist against white people. I mean, white men in general. The leftist Democrats want to make up this narrative that minorities cannot make it on their own because the system is built against them. Well, if that's the way, minorities want to believe, if black people want to believe it, if Mexicans want to believe it, if Asians want to believe it, if whoever wants to believe that is true, then put yourself in that category. But why? Why would you want to do that? I promise you, America is made for minorities in particular. I mean, they have way more outlets and things that other races can get that white people can't even get. There's so many laws in America that are 100% for minorities, to get like grants that help minorities for businesses and many other things such as school and daycare and these things that white people can't even get these things. We have affirmative action, and that is strictly for minorities. I mean, a company, say it has X amount of white people. If it don't have enough black people, or if it don't have enough minorities in general, even if they're hiring, and even if a white person comes in, if they're a female or a male, and they come in and they are more qualified than someone that comes in who is a minority, and they don't have enough minorities, they have to hire that minority over the white person because of that particular thing that they put in. Does that seem right? I don't think so. I mean, affirmative action, and it's been in law for many years now. And there's so many other things. There's grants that people can get that come from out of country that even black people can't get. People that are born in America, there are grants that only people who come from other countries that can get. Systematically, it is more or less racist against its own people than, say, a minority. So, whatever this is, people can make the argument all day that white people are against minorities, but they would be wrong. They would be lying. I mean, a study was shown not too long ago. They did a study, and only 15% of white people cared about race and racial things, the color of people's skin. Only 15% thought it even mattered what color of skin you have at all. But they did other minorities, and on average, it was about 75% of all other races, if you combine them, all other races, about 75% felt like it was about, that skin color had something to do with their everyday life things. They look at skin color, where white people don't even really look at that. But the reason why people believe that is because the Democrats have beat that into people's heads forever. I mean, they've been doing it. It's kind of like a mind control thing that they've been doing. These people are evil. They want to separate us. It's almost every time I turn on the news or I turn on some kind of news outlet, it's something to do with race or some kind of something like that. You know, it's getting out of control. It's almost like they want to start some kind of race war or something. Like they want to make white people so angry, or they want to make black people so angry that they want to attack the other race. But I mean, we can't fall for this shit. I mean, it's stupid. Jesus Christ would not allow these things. I mean, people look. I mean, if you've never taken anybody's advice before, take mine right now. Listen to me. Don't fall for this bullshit rhetoric that they're trying to pull. It's all garbage. And if we keep listening to it, we're never going to be happy again. And we're going to watch the greatest nation in the world fall. That's what we're going to do. I mean, people like Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Shifty Schiff, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Jerry Nadler, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Omar, Rashada Tlaib, whatever her name is, Ayanna Presley. These people, the last four, the four, whatever they call them, the AOC bunch there. I can't even say that. I'm sorry if I destroyed their names, whatever. I'm not the greatest of reader, but I know I've seen these people. I've heard their names, but I mean, they're always up there. But I mean, you see the AOC the most, and she's always whining about something. And these people stand for Israel. I mean, they stand against Israel, with the Palestinians. Look, I haven't got nothing against with the Palestinian people. That's fine, but there are terrorist organizations hiding amongst these people, and they are attacking Israel, and they think if Israel attacks back or whatever, or they defend themselves, then they're being this racist, crazy people. Look, we have to defend what is right in this world. What is right in this world is not being defended at all, but we have to defend it. You know, people say, you know, all these Democrats get on YouTube or whatever outlet it may be, and they have these rants, kind of like this, what I'm having right now. It's a rant, I guess. And they scream and they holler and they say their rhetoric, and they say they're crazy. But the thing is, these people really believe it, because people like CNN, MSNBC, and the rest of the major left-wing media outlets has beat it into their heads. I mean, they have beat it and beat it and beat it and beat it into their heads that they believe that there are white men, white supremacist men just out here running the streets, just looking for black people or minorities to just rip out of their homes and shoot them, or whatever. We're just running rampant with our guns. They want to take our guns away. Why? I mean, you never hear of someone like me, a conservative white male, just out shooting people. It's usually some kid that's very, very misunderstood, or it's some leftist nut job who got a hold of a gun and has no idea what he's doing, or has lost his mind and shoots up the place. Now, I'm not saying that every now and then that there's not some conservative that goes to work and shoots up his company because he feels like he's been treated wrongly or something. But my God, man, most people don't do this. The majority, you got to think about it. Most people down here where I live, just everybody's got a gun. Everybody has guns. There's not one person that lives around me, I guarantee, that doesn't have a gun. But we're not down here killing ourselves. We're not shooting each other. You don't hear of these crazy shootings down here in Alabama like you hear in like Chicago. And they have like some of the strictest gun laws. They have more liberal leftists than way more than we do. We're mostly conservative down here. And we know how to handle guns. We know what we need. The only reason why I have guns, I'm not a hunter, but I have protection. I have my protection. And you know what? I've only fired my guns just very few times. And the only time that I've fired them is to practice. I practice just in case someone breaks in my house and tries to kill me or kill one of my family members. And that's it. Or they come on my property and start shooting up the place. Or they try to kill us or something. You know, that's the only time that I'm going to pull out my gun is when I'm going to target practice, or somebody breaks into my house or comes on my property acting like a nut job. Then I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to protect myself. You know, and these Democrats, they just keep making these laws to make it seem like they're the good guys, and that they care for these minorities, but but in the end, they don't do anything for minorities. I mean, they've been doing this since. I mean, the Democrats were literally the ones that came up with the Jim Crow laws. Democrats were literally the KKK. They made the organizations that you hate so much, but yet you love everything they say now. They're liars. They lie. They want to keep you in shackles by telling you that you're lesser than. That white people want to hold you down. That the Republicans want to hold you down. But we're not the ones holding you down. We want equality. All conservatives want to stand by our Constitution. That's what we are. We're constitutionalists. We want to stand by our Constitution, and there's no body. Look at the people that you see on TV fighting for these different gun control laws, and they're trying to change our history. Why would you change the history of this great nation? I mean, that is ridiculous. Nobody I mean, there may be a few white supremacists in this world, but I'm going to tell you right now, I live down here in the Deep South, and I don't know anybody, not one person do I know that is a white supremacist. Not one. Not one. I don't hear, the only time that I hear anything about race is when I turn on that TV or any other news outlet. That's all they want to talk about. They want to beat it. They want to beat a dead horse until, anytime the cops shoot a black person, they want to beat that horse, beat it, make it seem like that's all they're doing is killing black people. But look, white people get shot by the cops too. And there's accidents that happen all the time. Matter of fact, just one happened just today or yesterday where it was a white guy. This guy he shot a cop, and this other guy shot him and took his gun, and then the cops shot the white guy, the hero. Because they thought he was the bad guy because he had shot the bad guy, disarmed him, and then the cops come in all crazy and wild and shot him. Because, I mean, it's like they're amped up so much because of all this rhetoric that's been going on. It's like we get a chance to kill a white person. Maybe we'll look good because we're killing a white person instead of a black person this time. I mean, and then you see all these black people talking about, oh, we hate white people, we hate white people, we hate white people. Fuck white people, fuck Trump, fuck conservatives. We'll kill them, we'll do this and we'll do that. What if it was turned the other way around? What if we were sitting there saying, fuck Biden, we'll kill that son of a bitch, You know what? Fuck a bunch of black people. We'll kill them son of a bitches. Man, you don't see that. But you see black people doing it all the time. They put criminals above heroes. You know what I'm saying? All the time, man. And this country is so overbearingly equal that the minority is equal with the majority, if not above it. Okay? The minority is beating the majority as far as what's going on in the world. They got more say. So how in the heck is this a systemically racist country if not against white people? I mean, literally. I mean, you can say what you want. You can hate me if you want, but it's true, and we all know it. But you know what? You know, and every time I hear somebody say, you know, that this country's white and white people are racist, and I hear another race say that, it literally breaks my heart, because you know what? I feel like that every white person in this country, since probably the end of slavery, well, the end of the Jim Crow laws, we'll say, we'll just jump up to the 1960s. Since the end of the Jim Crow laws, that white people have really tried their best to make it equal and live up to the equality and try to maintain a wonderful country for everybody to love. And you know what? And now you've got this, you know, the people that we want to help, and or we want to just be part of everything. We just want everybody to be part of everything. You know, we want to be part of your culture. You know, whatever you bring to the table, we accept. All we want is the same back from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We try to give respect, but we don't get the same respect. You know what I'm saying? Minorities call us honkies, crackers, rednecks, all kinds of just trashy crap all the time. But we still would never say the N-word. Never call anybody that. You know what I'm saying? Out of respect. But I'm going to tell you what, cracker is just as disrespectful to a white person as the N-word is to a black person. I mean, a cracker means someone who is a racist white person that is just sorry and wants to just beat black people or kill black people or destroy black people's lives, and that's not what we are. So why would you call me a cracker? Why would you call me a redneck just because I like to go mudding? I want to go, or I happen to listen to country music, which I don't, and I don't go hunting and I don't go fishing. But if somebody saw me out with my beard and my long hair and the way I dress and stuff, they say, you know what, that's a redneck. And the truck I drive an old Ford truck. You know what I'm saying? And I live in a trailer. I live in a mobile home. I'm redneck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy. I just want to be with there. You know, I just want to be just normal. I just want to be left alone. I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy right here. But what kills me is to see my country so divided. Man, look, everybody just needs to stop. Just stop. Stop listening to these fucktards, these Chuck Schumers and Nancy Pelosi's and all these other, especially the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortezes of the world. These people, they want to cause trouble. As long as there's trouble between the people, as long as they keep us separated, then they can cheat us out of all the money. I mean, look what they're doing. Since the Democrats have been in office, everything has went up across the board. You know what I'm saying? Everything has went up across the board. Gas, you know, just everyday living expenses, food, you know. I mean, everything has went up. It's literally I mean, me and my wife went from just being, getting by, to now it's like, oh man, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna how are we gonna pay these bills? Groceries have went up so much. It's like, well, it's either we eat or we pay the electric bill. It's either we put gas in the car or we get our water turned off. It's what do we do? So you tell me which is the better. Is really just the belief that white conservative people like Trump, y'all hated Trump so badly and said he was all these racist things, or someone like me is racist just because of the color of our skin, but yet you've got people who have no intentions whatsoever to help any of you out. Democrats have never helped anybody else. They are not the people. They're not for the people. They're for themselves. They just want to line their pockets and keep us all at each other's throats. That's all it is. That's all it is, man. So I just don't want to lose the fabric of the United States. We're all red, white, and blue in the end. You got these people screaming and hollering. They're just mad. It's like they're just angry. Angry at what? I just want to know, what are you so angry about? Nobody's telling anybody that they cannot be something in this country. The only people that it seems like that is telling people they can't be something is these left-wing nut jobs. They're telling white people that we're racist just because we like white things. They're telling us to be less white at the Coca-Cola plant. They're telling us to be less white all over the country. Less white. What does that even fucking mean? How can I be less white? Why would I want to be less white? You be less black. You be less Mexican. And what is this whole thing with these teachers talking about we can't teach Spanish because we're not Mexican? Well, guess what? Mexicans didn't come up with Spanish. Matter of fact, none of these South American people came up with Spanish. The Spaniards came up with Spanish, and they're white people. So guess what? It's not racist to teach Spanish. You know what I mean? Because Spaniards taught them to be. Matter of fact, all these people down there, or not all of them, but most people that can't come from Mexico have some descendants of Spain, of Spanish in them. They're Spanish speaking people because they learned it from the Spaniards. Look, we all came from the same place. We all want to be the same. We live in the greatest nation in the world, but we are going to allow a communist China to pass us and beat us and destroy the way that we live. Okay? If we keep on, we are not going to be the most rich and wealthy nation in the world. We're not going to be the greatest nation the world has ever seen anymore. We're going to fall if we don't come together. If we keep dividing like we are doing and we keep fighting amongst each other, if the Democrats don't stop fighting so hard against American values, against Christian values, then we're going to fall. Now, like I said, it doesn't matter what you do. If you want to be homosexual, that's fine. Nobody's going to stop you. This is America. You're free. They made the laws. It's all free now. It's all good. But just because one person disagrees with another person Doesn't mean it's the end of the world and we got to change how everybody thinks. It just, we have a discussion. You know, you say your point and I'll say my point, or whatever. And we can agree to disagree, and in the long run, we'll figure it out. We'll get it all figured out. But screaming at each other and hollering at each other and calling each other names and spitting on each other and throwing things at each other and fighting with each other, what is that going to accomplish? Not one goal will that accomplish. Nothing. It will not accomplish anything. Fighting has never accomplished anything. The way that you accomplish something is by having a decent conversation. Just have decent conversation. That's it. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Easy conversation. I don't want to see America fall. Do you want to see America fall? Because when America falls, then the laws are not going to be on the Democratic side, okay? If we fall to, say, communism, communist China, then they will kill you for being homosexual. They will kill you for going against anything the government says. They will kill you, okay? And if the Muslims take over, if we have to go through Sharia law, women, you'll have to wear a complete covering bodysuit. You'll have to wear those things that they wear. You can't even show your freaking face, much less show your titties or your ass if you want to. And all you people who get to have this freedom of speech, which we all do, you can fucking forget that. They'll shoot your ass for talking against them. And that's the truth. And I don't care what you think, YouTube, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. It's the truth. And you know it. So Democrats, shut up. Stop with your lies and your deceptions. Because you're messing with people's minds, man. They're losing it. People are losing it. And we're going to lose our country. I promise you that. I promise you. I know these Democrats, and they're all screaming, oh my God, you are God. You people, you conservatives, you Republicans, you're what tore America apart. You're destroying our democracy. No, we're not. We're trying to hold it together. We're trying to keep it together by our constitutional laws. We're trying to keep this land free. But if you keep on with your bullshit lies and your rhetoric and your racist BS that's not even true, and your white supremacy is the most dangerous, the biggest danger to our country? No, it's not. China is our biggest danger. Okay? This critical race theory shit, that is the biggest. You know, you can pick many other things. Critical race theory, all that does is teach our children that they're different. Their skin color's different. One is better than the other. Or one's not as good as the other. Whatever you want to say. One's got it harder than the other. It's all bullshit. You all know it. I don't know why you're pulling for it. Anybody that thinks that that's the right way to go has lost their mind. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sick of it, man. You know? I've tried to just say, you know what? Love one another. Love, peace, everybody being happy. But it just keeps on and on and on, and people just keep on with their bullshit. Well, you know what? If you keep on with it, the next thing, in the next 10 years, we'll be pledging allegiance to China. All right? Trust. All right? Look, I'm Jathan Bodine. I love you all. I hope that I can reach somebody. Y'all just listen, just one time. If I can get one Democrat, one liberal to understand that we're not against you, that we love you, I've done my job. Look, subscribe to my channel. Give me some comments. Hit that like button. I'm out.